Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Chris Yee.
I'm Joey Evans.
I feel really tall.
You know, I just realized I'm not tall enough. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm back, baby.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, gotta do mine. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to do it.
I noticed that your sign said yes.
It did.
Like when someone asks you to marry them.
Oh, I say yes 100% of the time.
I'm always mind-boggled at these videos you see where the person says no, and you think
I just
there
don't
was
watch
a lot
those.
of a lack of. Yeah, I know they're terrible, but a lot of lack of communication between those couple, right?
I've heard so many people say I had to ask her like 5 times. I'm like, dude, no. At that, that's like.
Was
like,
the fifth one a yes? Is that what he's saying? Or
no. And then he goes, and I gave up. It's like, oh.
well, one of you two has to give up at that point, yes.
We want to say thanks to our sponsors.
Yes.
Grip Mats makes great mats. And I'll tell you what, I just recently played a game on a table without a mat, and it was painful picking up the cards.
I agree.
It really is a pain in the neck. Has this
It's-
ever happened to you? No,
it's-
but it really
Especially
is.
people
Can't
that
hold these lines.
pick them up like Wolverines over there, just scratching them.
But also Grip Mats
Stabbing
makes
them.
specific mats for different games, so check them out. And we're also sponsored by Board Game Bliss. If you're looking for some great games, they have a huge store full of games. People are like, wow, what game should I get? Go there and check them out. In fact, oftentimes you'll find many of the games we talk about and review there.
I mean, Chris has like 3 or 4 great games on his list.
You know nothing about my list.
Maybe
So
2.
I would like to briefly complain about my dog.
Again.
okay, this is the place for it. We're
out
talking
of
about
cats here at
weddings.
the studio, so might as well talk about dogs.
No, I'm just saying. My dog is the dumbest dog on earth.
Which one?
Twilight.
Yes, let me tell you a story about their dog. I was at their house, and I was like, I told Laura, his wife, I was like, it's eating a rock. And she's like, yeah, he does that. It's not normal. Your dogs eat
Also,
rocks.
Well, they put it in their gizzards, and that's how they break down the corn.
Well, anyhow, my dog is pretty dumb. She chews on rocks. She's just dumb. She gets stuck in the door. But outside in our last house, she was able to figure out how to open the door. She just jumps up,
Yes.
turns the knob, comes in the house. Doesn't close the door. That would be very useful.
No.
Sure.
So we moved to a new house here in Fort Myers. This is great. Sliding doors, big heavy sliding doors. She jumped at it. I was like, ha ha ha. My wife just texted me. She figured out how to open a sliding door and get in. She can't figure out how to eat without spitting food across the room.
I'd like to take
Hot
a
wire
second and
car.
complain about Tom's dog.
I agree.
So- is that a cue? Should we be talking
All
about
right,
weddings?
fine.
All right, weddings.
All right. I want to say, Tom, when you proposed this idea for this list,
Proposed. Get it?
I was uncertain, right?
As was I.
As was many of the chat, as we can see. But here's one of the things. A wedding can be what you make of it. If you want to play board games at your wedding, you can, right? You can. People do like wedding games all the time, right?
Yes.
The dollar dance box or whatever. The pin the dollars on the bride.
That's
and
terrible, the dollar dance box, by the way.
The shoe game. Have you seen that? Right, where like the bride and groom sit with one shoe of each, and which one is more likely to do it? Right, like people will make weddings very ornate and elaborate, or kind of goofy and silly.
My friends usually go the more goofy route.
Well, here's the deal. I pick May is one of the biggest months for weddings.
Yes.
And people sometimes ask us, they'll be like, I'm going to be stuck at this table with some people I know, maybe you're plus one, and people you don't know. Is there a game I can play that pass the time? Because you're sitting there sometimes interminably long. The receptions can go a long time, and the food can only cover so much of it.
Well, instructions were unclear.
No, they were not.
So-
In fact, I specifically talked to Chris and Joey on this one. There was no unclear instructions at all.
Some of these may be wedding weekend, like we're talking like a rehearsal. I will say I left one off my list because of the flack I would get from both of you.
This is why Tom doesn't always clarify things, because then Joey just completely disregards
Yes.
and says, well, I assume this is more of a weekend shindig.
But I didn't say that.
This is the wedding from Andor.
It's
okay?
my wedding
You're
weekend.
going to climb a mountain at one point.
Yeah, that's on here.
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't-
that's true. I did perform a wedding one time, and then I went that night to the couple's house, and everyone went and had a game night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Last wedding I attended, there was no food at the reception. We all went to an Asian buffet right after. It was awesome.
Well, that is okay.
I like that.
Anyway, so here's the idea for me. I said that I'm at a table. I don't know a lot of people. I can bring out a small game to play, but I think I did this as that is a category that's not just weddings. You could be at a restaurant maybe and wanted to play a game before you wait for the food to come, or you just have a small game that you want to carry in your pocket to play in a situation at someone's table. These work for all of that.
Yes. Joey, defend yourself now.
What is your overarching theme?
No, I think that's good. I think and also
it's wedding weekend. That could be anything. That could be like we're going for a weekend at the spa.
I did remove some. The one that just came off the list. Yeah.
Tell us the game that came off the list because I need to know now.
Because I thought like the wedding party, you get together, you get the bridesmaids, the groomsmen all together, and I had like True Colors would be a good one for everyone to get to know each other. And then I knew I'd get flack over that. Because
shortest wedding ever. The bride divorces the groom halfway through the game.
I thought that would be fun. If you don't know each other, it can't be mean, right?
You should not get married.
All right.
Ladies and
gentlemen. It fell off
gentlemen.
my list, okay?
Don't invite Joey to your wedding.
Fine.
All right, well, let's find out what's on these lists. Here we go. Well, you can only but go up.
I can. This is much up. Anyway, this is
much up.
This is straight up. All right, so this one you mentioned something you could be sitting at a table with strangers and play. You need something that plays quick.
Yeah.
People, it's just enjoyable to watch being played as it is to play. Mm-hmm. So this one there's a big genre of this game, and for some reason I really like this particular game, and this is Visitor in Blackwood Grove. There's a lot of styles of this game. This is the whole like you make a force field. Yeah, I know, right?
I just wouldn't recommend this game for any list, frankly, but all right.
Anyway, I enjoy this game because the whole thing is it's really 2 versus all. And you have a force field there, and you come up with a rule of your own. It's not written anywhere. It's like things made of wood. And everybody's trying to put something in, and whether or not it goes in or out is up to the alien. And the alien's trying to communicate to the kid what goes in and out, and everyone else, which really thematically...
Would Things and Rings completely replace this?
No, Things and Rings is...
The same thing, but
it's not, because you've got 3 different circles. This one you kind of make up your own. But you also get to make your own rules in this. I like this. I think this is endearing. I do agree. Things and Rings, it was this and Things and Rings both, I think, were good.
Kills this game. I would never play this over that.
This one I enjoy. I will not play with Tom, but this one I do enjoy. But this is also 2 versus all, so it's kind of neat, the camaraderie between the alien and the kid. So have you played this, Chris, at all?
No, I've owned it. I've meant to play it, and then I just never did. But
I love the theme. The theme is great.
Theme is good. It is always at Ollie's for $5, by the way. 100% of the time. I just saw it last week.
We're going by Ollie's, but all right.
Ollie's is our metric about how good a game is.
Yes, yes. So,
if it sells for $12 at Ollie's, it's an amazing game.
This is true. So anyway, I think this is good because of the short play time and the fact that people are going to walk up. And Things and Rings fits that too. Help try to figure out that rule.
I would defend this one a little bit more for having a smaller footprint, but it's not that much smaller of a footprint than Things and Rings, actually.
The cards are tiny. Yeah. So anyway, it's Visitor in Blackwood Grove, which I always forget the Blackwood Grove. I just know Visitor.
All right. My number 10 is I kind of structure my list where like it would be fun to see like wedding-themed versions of these games existing as well. Yes, you could play these at a reception, at a table with people you don't really know, probably groups of people, all the same kind of considerations that you mentioned. This one I thought would be fun because of the little slight romance angle. This is a party game called Dream Crush. This is one we reviewed.
Oh, my word. Okay, wow. This is better than yours.
Okay. So I'm going to explain this game with the variant that Tom and I assumed was the rule of the game originally, but it turns out that's not. That's a variant we made up. So you have people at the top there, and then you play these cards, and they're kind of like, here's a red flag about them. Here's an endearing quality about them, right? You kind of fill out like the red, orange, yellow. There's like little quirks about these people, and then at the end you choose like, which one of these would be my dream crush? And
then the choices, because they're all pretty bad.
Yes, yeah, exactly, right? And then the variant that we assumed was the basic rule was you then flip over the card of who the person is, and you get that funny moment. It's kind of like on an online dating profile when you finally connect with the person and you know their flaws and their strengths and everything, and then you see the picture of them.
I will never not play that way because it was just so funny because you flip it over, you're like, oh, well, too late. I already said I picked this person.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be judging by looks anyway.
Right, yeah.
Agreed. Even though we all do.
We flip over a card, and it's literally Elijah Wood with a mustache. He posed for this game.
That's
incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that would just be a silly thing to play with a group of people you don't necessarily know, and laugh, easy to kind of just pop in.
This is a good thematic one. I like this, and it's going to clash with mine a little bit.
Excellent.
Okay. My number 10, I've never put on a top 10 list before, but I think this would work in this situation. Even if the topic is grim, I think people would get into it because it's more hypothetical than not. And this is a game called Dark Stories.
What?
Black Stories, sorry. No. But here's the thing. I think Black Stories would work because what you do in this game is you're like...
Wait, what color are your tablecloths at this wedding?
No, listen. In this game, you are saying, here's some situation, and people have to guess who murdered them or what happened. And they just ask you yes or no questions. That's all it is. So Deadly Meal, like, it shows you a card, it gives you a single line, and you have to explain what happened. So people start asking you yes and no questions. This game, before Black Stories, this game has existed since I was a kid, where you would ask yes and no questions, and finally you'd be like, oh, I know. Harry and Jim, who are laying dead on the floor, are actually two goldfish, and it was a bowl that was knocked over by the cat. And you're like, yes, that's what it is. I like that sort of thing a lot. I don't love Black Stories necessarily, but I think it would work well in this situation because everyone would get into it. Yes, it's grim with death a little bit, but it's also it's also something that people will talk about it. No, I will not back down on this because people will talk about this. I know I could bring this out and it would work.
When you invite Tom Vasel to your wedding, he's going to bring all 10 of these games.
You bring this, Trial by Trolley. He's just going to load it up.
Trial by Trolley. With actual pictures of people from the wedding. Okay.
Oh, man.
Or the groom or the entire bridal party. You're like, wow.
Which side are you on? That would be great.
That's why it's 10 now.
Okay, the next one is one of the first ones initially I thought of as a game that a group can play. Icebreaker, looks fun to play, and this goes by several names. I would have said Detective Club, but it's hard to find that edition apparently. But I'm going Dixit or Stella.
Okay, first of all, those are three different games.
They're not.
What
really.
on earth?
What?
They use the same pictures.
He said Detective Club, Dixit, or Stella.
Whatever.
Take your pick.
I like them both. They're both interchangeable.
Hey,
the cards,
party games.
The cards are literally interchangeable.
Well, yes, that's fine.
There we go. Check. All right. Make some unique cards if you want a unique game. All right, so
I like how Joey went with check, not checkmate, by the way, just to clarify. You can wiggle out of this situation.
I'm giving you a chance to move.
Thanks.
All right. Anyway, everyone knows how to play Dixit and Stella pretty much. Storytellers can come up with a clue. You have to guess which one that came from them. I think it's a really fun, again, interesting game, and the cards themselves, just every time the cards just knock out of the park with these. Especially people that have not played this style of game. They're going to be so enamored with the artwork on these cards that, who cares if they like the game? It looks really good. And you know what? The footprint's not that big, especially Detective Club. I think this is Stella here. It's a little bit larger. But anyway, this is a great game for party-wise and a group that doesn't know each other. So Dixit, Stella, anything in the Dixit universe. Stella! Okay, fine?
It's the version you play at the wedding.
Yeah, this is when she got her groove back. Right here.
Joey, we make fun of you, but this is a great 3 picks.
Thank you. Oh, fine.
All right.
Dixit, Stella, Detective Club.
My number 9 is... I wanted something that would be like a kind of a rollicking dice chucking game, but it had to be a little bit quieter because you don't want like liar's dice kind of stuff at the party.
The other tables are like... What?
Their game looks more
Shirt's off.
fun.
You're like losing your stuff as you play. Like, don't worry, I'll get it back, everybody.
So I went with one, a zany little dice chucking game. This is Don't Llama Dice. This is a fun one where it's a push your luck
this
game.
one.
I love this one. You're dealt a couple of cards in front of you. You use several cards. You roll dice, and if the dice faces match the numbers you have in front of you, you can get rid of those. And you're trying to get rid of all of them, or you can bow out when you have too few left and you think you might bust by not rolling any numbers that you have.
It's almost like an opposite can't stop.
Yeah, kind of, right? There's a little bit of safety where if you don't roll something you have, you can take one of those cards from the middle there, but if you don't roll anything you don't have, nor the middle, then you cause llama drama, and you grab all the remaining cards, and then you get points equal to the values shown on them. And it's one of those you want to avoid points. It's a fun game.
I usually do that.
Yes.
On most games.
Yes, you do. It's a fun game. It's raucous without being too raucous, without like the loud, annoying sounds and stuff. And like I said, it'd be cute to see like a little wedding themed version of this. That llama in a veil. Come on, the story writes itself.
You got to put a ring on it to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what is the llama acronym for, by the way? Apparently, it's an acronym.
It's a very German acronym,
Never
so
mind.
I cannot repeat it on air.
Oh.
Mostly because I don't know what it is.
Okay, that makes more sense.
There you go, comment section. There's your homework. All righty. My number 9 is also a card game. I like this game a lot because it has such a weird premise, and that is at the end of your turn, you must be winning. And that is Red 7. So when you play Red 7, you're going to have cards in front of you at the end of your turn. Whatever the rule of the game is, you must be winning. And you can change the rule of the game. You can change what's in front of you. And if you can't win, if you're not winning at the end of your turn, then someone else is going to win. Then you're out. We keep going until everyone's out but one person. It's a simple little game. It sounds pretty stupid, but I think it works really well. It's also been a long time since I've even thought about the game, honestly. But when I was going through the list, I thought, this one works really well because you just have a little bit in front of you and go around. And I think people can learn as they play. Mike is a jerk. I ignore his comments.
Agreed.
I filter them automatically in my head.
Agreed. All right. I am feeling a little bit bad, not because you guys are up in like these smaller card games on there.
Well, you're on your number 6. So we're both on 8s.
Okay, yeah. So, So mine is a card. Deadly Dowagers. I'm just kidding. It's not on there. But no, this one is more of a party game. Big, loud, but it's not really. But it's just I enjoy this because I played a lot of cons. I think it'll work at a wedding. This is Stay Cool. Stay Cool, I think, would be fantastic. Come on. How great would that be? This is all for me to be entertained by my guests. If I'm the groom, this is what the tables are playing.
When did you make your list?
What time is it now?
Was it post my look back?
No, which is crazy that you put it on there. And your score went up on this.
It
Spoiler.
did, because this game just works every time I bring it out, even if it's just to watch. This is one, this would work well because if someone says, I don't want to play, you'd be like, don't worry, just watch. And they would have just as good of a time.
I agree, because it's one of those that I've never had a brain lock up like this when someone's yelling at you, color the hair person sitting next to you.
What has 4 fingers?
Yes, you can't get it. It's just
like, what barks? And it can open your back door.
It is.
What barks and opens Tom's sliding door? That's gold right there.
But this one right here, it's one I really enjoy this game, and it's just for people that think they can multitask. This is great because you probably can, but with a time limit, something happens in your brain, man. There's a switch, and I think it'd be really funny to have somebody play something like this.
Local newspapers tomorrow. Joey Evans causes bridesmaid to have meltdown.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
You're assuming he's at the bridesmaid's table.
Oh,
Come
I'm going
now.
groom. I don't go to any brides' weddings.
Go to brides' weddings? You have to go to a bride's wedding?
I don't. Boo! Just kidding. Team groom. Just kidding. I'm never getting
You're
invited.
sitting with the kids in the back corner. They're like, oh, you can do some magic tricks. There, sit at that table.
I've done that before too. All right. Anyway, my number 8 is Stay Cool.
Exciting. My number 8 is a game. I'm going with the original version of it, even though a new version of it just came out, because I think the original has simpler rules. This is a little card game called Illusion. The new one is in that magenta line from CMYK, and they made this cooperative, but I think that having just a small lineup of cards, and all you're trying to do is you're trying to add, so in a case like this, you need to be playing out another card that has more red in it. So you reveal a card, and you have to try to line them up so that there's increasing amounts of red on each card. And at some point, you can just call out the person before you, be like, I think that you're wrong. And then you flip over the cards, and it tells you the percentage of red or yellow or green or blue. And it's just a fun game. It's super disarming.
What's the new one called? I can't think of the name.
Figment.
Figment, okay.
Yes, it is. It's really bright too.
It has bigger cards. They're Dixit size almost, I think.
It's the same game. This is Joey's number 9.
In the same universe.
Yeah.
Saying
In the world of Dixit.
Dixit Stella Illusion. That's here's his number.
This is a
8.
good one, and I'm annoyed I didn't think of it.
And once again, going back to my premise, it'd be fun to see like a special wedding themed version of it. But you could do that. You could have 4-color little like wedding kind of illustrations. You could custom make a deck of that, and you'd still be able to play the exact same game. I think that'd be fun. So you go. That's my number 8.
That's a good pick.
All right, my number 8 is also a simple card game, and one of the most common ones. I put this on many, many lists, and that is No Thanks. No Thanks. This is one of my most played games in my life, I think. I played this probably 3 or 4 times in the last year, which for me is pretty high. I played with some people like, ooh, I want a quick card game. No Thanks. Works. 3, 4, or 5 players. Scales well. You're taking cards, you're throwing a chip, and it's really easy to teach people. I think you're at a small table, 5 people want to play the game, you could easily teach this. And by the time people notice you're playing games, you can pack it up and it's gone. That's part of my reasoning too.
You'll never catch me.
When the angry mother-in-law comes by, you're like,
Of whoever. Could be mother-in-law,
well, I
bride,
noticed
or
somebody in
groom.
the comments said what bride would allow us at their table. First of all, I wouldn't ask permission. I would just have it in my pocket and play at the table, and I can guarantee you from experience that the bride is not watching what everyone's doing at their table. They're up there.
They're a little preoccupied.
I don't know.
No, they're up there sitting at that head table, and people are making speeches, and
That's
everyone's
true.
staring
Kissing
at
the
you.
ring.
You're waiting for the thing to be the people to ding on the glasses. They don't care what
We can't
people
leave
at table
yet.
37 are doing. I'm at table 37. I'm playing a game.
That's true.
Also, to my point earlier, there's different types of weddings, right?
I agree.
Do not play. Do not contraband sneak in No Thanks to like the queen's wedding or the princess's wedding, right?
No, but I do agree. But we shouldn't even have to say that. There's a time and a place for everything. I'm not playing this at a funeral either.
Oh,
That's next week's list.
That's where I play dark stories, black stories. So first we're going to start with the guy up there. How do you think he died?
wow.
See?
All right, I am looking to make sure this is probably my only other one I'll get flack, but I will justify this because I've actually seen this at a wedding, and I thought it worked really well. And this is
lawn darts.
And to the point, this is if you're looking for something small to sit at the table, this is the only one that I think realistically could work because I've seen it work. And these are Trivial Pursuit cards at the center of tables. So here's the thing.
Okay.
So
why would you think you're going to get flack for this?
Because the game itself is not great. But these cards sitting in the center of each table, and they all had it. And I saw people sitting, people they didn't know. And as it gets quiet, they grab a handful, and then you'd see them go, okay, all right, so which one? And they read them to each other. And it really actually worked.
This is fine. This is a good pick.
Thank you. Wow, then you will hate the rest of mine. All right.
Joey's like, I accidentally got one right.
I know.
Apologies.
I do like the picture that Andrew included.
Yeah, he's not a big fan, apparently. But
No, he's pointing at the cards.
Oh,
this is
good.
this is
I
your
like
doing.
that.
He's
Okay.
supporting you.
This is to the point where since I saw this idea, I have went like to thrift stores and I buy them and I just take the cards. Like for church events or whatever, I will have them sit in the middle, and it's pretty funny to look out and see. And you see tables switch. They're like, I've already seen these. Can we switch?
You should mess with your teens and buy an old thrift copy of like 80s, 90s trivia.
Oh my God.
Throw those in the middle. The kids are like, who's Screech?
We bought thrift store copies of things like Catchphrase and those types of games, and it's so embarrassing. It's so funny to sit with teenagers and be like, name parts of a computer, from 1982. And mouse, by the way, not one of those parts of a computer back then.
Really?
Oh no.
Okay, go ahead and name the parts.
Keyboard. Oh no, it was the keyboard at that time. Like Tandy's, they were the keyboard. RAM.
Nailing it.
Good job.
All
Oh
right.
yeah. So anyway, True Pursuit cards.
I like it. I
Good,
like it. I
good,
like
good.
that slightly better than True Colors somehow.
But which would you rather watch being played?
Number 7 for me. This is one that I know I push this one quite a bit, but it would be fun to see a group of people all in their finest attire bust out a game of Fairy. So this is the all-play one. This is the higher or lower, or so you have a deck of cards, you flip it over, everyone just predicts higher or lower, or the next card will be the same color, or that you have one of the 3 elusive fairies to catch. And you do the little hand grab.
This is really
fairy.
good for the category, though, because it takes almost no table space.
No, I agree.
Oh yeah, no table space. You can play with up to 10 people, and just the emotional buy-in that people have with this game is pretty funny. After a round or two, they're like, "Oh, this is pretty dumb." I think the next one's a fairy, and it is. You bet that person's hooked into the rest of the game. So yeah, almost no components, nothing to it. I like this one a lot.
It's a good one. I don't even think of this.
That's because you were too busy thinking of those games. Like True
This
Colors.
is true.
My number 7 is another game I play every year several times. And this one I play because no one's ever played it. And this is Uwe Rosenberg's Mamma Mia.
Ooh.
Huh.
It's food. You can be like, as you're sitting there eating the 5-star chicken or
gras.
salmon, the choices that you have picked, this is like weighing on me, buying the food for my daughter's upcoming wedding, because I'm determined it's going to be not trash.
Asian buffet.
But also I don't want to pay a lot of money.
And there's a Little Caesars right up the road.
I don't think my daughter would agree to the Asian. Oh, but that's her favorite place to eat. Who knows? Anyhow, in Mamma Mia, you have these pizza cards and different toppings, and you're putting them on a pile in the middle each turn, and occasionally putting one of your pizzas down if you think all the toppings on that are in that pile. So it's a bit of a memory game, which you might be opposed to because you might not like memory, but in this game, everyone's memory is so bad that the reveal of the cards as they come out is hilariously fun. And sometimes you go, I think those are in the pile, and they are. And there's some ways to mitigate the randomness, too. I like it a lot, and most people I've talked to have really enjoyed it. It does not look like much.
It does not.
It really doesn't. There's also Solo Mio, which is the same game, but like a mix.
But it's solo mode.
Really?
No, it's just two different. It's basically Mamma Mia 2, and you can mix them together or play them separately, the same game.
And you taught this one to me, and I'm enamored with it. I went out and bought it because of that. So that is a great pick.
Yeah, it's just a fun little, again, it doesn't take up much space, which is one of my criteria. Now, my number 7, eat pizza. Have you ever ordered a pizza to a wedding table?
I had a Domino's guy walk into the wedding. Is that what you mean?
I have not. At our wedding, I really hope my wife's not watching. Actually, she's not watching. She's on the road. At our wedding, my father-in-law did not like really any of the food. And my wife, instead of pivoting, just got him his own little personal pizza.
Really?
Yes. She was like done at that point. She was like, here you go. And it was like he just had his own little personal pizza. And everybody else.
Was he happy with it?
He's never happy with anything. But it just.
I think you should be worried if he's watching, not if she's
That is
watching.
true.
And we know the answer to that one.
I stayed out of it. This was none of my call, by the way.
This is Joey staying out of it.
Yes.
Just announcing it to several thousand people.
That's a good point. All right, just edit that out. All right.
Got it, Z?
We'll get it in post.
Enhance image.
I'm a little bit nervous about that. All right, so here we go. My number. Oh, Steve's typing. My number 6, actually, believe it or not, was actually called by Mike DeLisio earlier as a joke, maybe, but honestly, I put on my list,
no.
and it made me feel bad. I'm like, is this a bad pick? Because I thought this was my banger pick. So anyway, this is, as a card game, I think this is great. This is Anomia. Anomia is a really fun game where everyone's just flipping cards. Everyone flips a card, and you're going to have a symbol and something on there, like, I don't know, a ring and the word poet or whatever. And you keep flipping around. And then once 2 of your symbols match, you have to say something of the other person's genre. Like if it has rapper on there, you have to say Eminem or whatever before they say
another one.
Oh, that's it. That's the only rapper you need to worry about.
DMX, come on.
What? Dog's going to bite. But it's so right there you just have to say something, and it's really fun because you get that, okay, all right, here we go. And I enjoy this.
I don't think I've ever played this.
Really?
I haven't either.
It's
actually.
really
It's
fun.
mostly because of the font. I hate that font.
Oh,
the title.
the graphic, only us Mensa people do play this one generally. But it's just, but it is really fun because you do lock up when you see that and you're like, name an artist. You're like, Eminem, you can't use the same one over and over, and it's just, it's fun. I enjoy it. You played it, Z?
I've
like
heard
it?
many good
one,
things
yeah.
about this one, yes.
Yeah, so it's a good, and again, a small footprint.
Remove them, and if there's a new match, you have to jump right to
Yes,
the match.
I forgot. Yeah, so you do
okay.
take away that you get the card if you say it, and then that will reveal another one. So it could get to like, and you have to keep watching and keep shouting
so you have to
out.
rapid fire. You might have to, but it's a new category, right?
Yes, yeah, because there could be no matches for a while, and then you just start bang, bang, bang.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun. I really enjoy this game.
All right. My number 6 is my most component-heavy game on this list, and it's still fairly small.
Twilight Imperium.
This is from one of my favorites, Xanafil Walker Harding. This is Super Mega Lucky Box. Because this is...
That's a good one.
Great one.
Yeah, it's bingo as a board game, basically. You have a few cards in front of you with a grid of different numbers. You have 9 cards in the middle you flip over. There's numbers 1 through 9 twice, but you shuffle them up. You don't know what they're going to be. And as one gets flipped over, you just check one of those numbers off of one of your own little cards. You complete a row or a column, and you get a little bonus. And you can mitigate the numbers a little bit and stuff. And it's just everyone understands the concept of bingo. And that type of
this
stuff.
one would work really well.
This game almost teaches itself. It's that
Excellent
smooth.
choice.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is one that I thought of after I already sent the list off to Andrew, and I'm like, because this is perfect for this.
I can't say that I have had that experience with any of your games.
That's true. Yet.
All right, my number 6 is a one that doesn't have almost anything on the table. It's a party style game, but I think it would work well just to get to know people, and this is Insider. So I picked Insider over Werewords, mostly because I already put one death game on my list, so we'll have less murdering in this one. Insider is basically 20 questions, except one person at the table knows the answer, and then you have to figure out who that person is, who knew it when asking the questions. And they will lose if you don't get it right. So you have to get it right for them to win. So they have to ask good questions. It's very fun. I've played this many, many times. This is one of those games that I don't know that I've ever played just once in a row, or even like just 4 times.
No,
you just keep playing until finally you're like, all right, we're done. And it's fun. And sometimes it's the person answering the questions who is is that right? They can also be the bad guy too, the insider. I don't remember how all the rules work, but it's great.
Yeah, no, this is awesome because this almost made my list, and so I'm very happy that you mentioned it because it is. It has fewer components than Werewords. It has less, app reading, all that type of stuff. This is perfect for the event that you're talking about.
All right,
Wedding.
Insider. Andromeda's Edge.
So on my short list. All right. No, this one is Okay, I do think card games are good. I also think trivia games are good as well. And I initially said no to this because the only version I have is a large version, but there's a smaller version of this, and it works at big events because you do it at large events all the time.
Wits and Wagers?
Wits and Wagers.
Nice.
I think Wits and Wagers is a really fun. Again, it gives them that trivia thing where it gets people talking back and forth, and it's also fun for people to pipe in and look at the answers and kind of judge on who was closer.
I just don't know where I put the mat on the table.
That's the other thing. You've got to kind of modify this because I've got the large
Move
version.
those centerpieces out of the way.
This is
They come over like, what's going on? Nothing.
This is the centerpiece. So it's so I think this type of trivia game is fun to have sitting there at a table, and really it's all about, for me, icebreakers, because those are the most awkward moments of these tables, and that's a great one.
They really are.
So yeah.
I like it. That's
So
better.
right.
Which, thank you, they're going up.
I love that. I love being the person at the table, too. Everyone flips over their answers. Like, how many times does a hummingbird flap its wings in a minute? People like 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. Someone go like, 20? That's breaking the ice right there, man.
It's really like, when you get to like how many steps in the Eiffel Tower, you're like, I'm going to be probably really wrong on this. I'm like, 200,000.
I just want to give you a hint. You are. You are.
And then you see him and you play it out. We're like, I just get it. How many do you think it is?
He's weeping. His wife brings him a personal pizza to calm him down.
My number 5 also fits into kind of like a party game, a little bit of a bluffing game thing. This is called Skull.
Oh, okay, I like that.
A lot of
I like
people
that.
drink at your wedding.
Yeah, and because all coasters,
All
right?
coasters.
All coasters. And the game's very simple. You just keep basically putting you have a coaster, one of which has a skull and the other 3 don't, and it's just kind of that little bluffing thing. Everyone keeps playing them into until someone finally calls it out and says, "No, I think that there's what is it? A certain number of skulls or a skull?
I can reveal this many.
I can reveal this many.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of that liar's dice type of
Without all the
that's an
annoying
old
dice
version.
rolling.
right. Yeah, yeah. That's actually my list is liar's dice-esque games that won't bother people at a wedding.
Oh, mine all bother people at weddings.
I would only worry about this one because people would actually use them as coasters.
100%.
You're
Oh,
like, where?
yeah.
Aunt Edith. She's over there.
Oh, I thought you meant like the picture looked like Aunt Edith. All right,
No!
go ahead. I know. I
Wow.
thought you were going darker than I anticipated. All right.
Aunt Edith, she died 15 years ago. Let me pull out this card and I'll tell you how she died.
Number 5 is the one I'm least confident of on my list, but this is the one I would bring if I was with some other people I knew who were gamers. Because this is one we could do at the table quietly, and we would be pretty quiet. And this is The Crew.
Yeah, okay.
This is not one I would bring out. Oh, thank you for putting Mission Deep Sea. Andrew knows me. This is not one I would bring out if I didn't know people at the table, right? I wouldn't bring this out like, no thanks, and
Yeah.
Mom, me, I would bring it out with anybody. But this is
Yeah.
one where we 3 are at some mutual wedding of someone we know, and we're like, oh, it's so boring. What are we going to do? And I'll be like, guys, I brought The Crew. Yeah. Mike would storm off, flash in the pan, but the rest of us would
That's
have a
true.
good time.
That's true. And people think he's talking about the wedding. Starts a whole thing. Divorce 6 months later. Last wedding Mike ever goes to. I've seen it before.
Flash in the pan.
Hate to see it.
All right. That's my number 5.
All right, so this one, I will be surprised if it's not on your list, and I hope it is. This one, it has so many iterations. It no matter if the wedding, because all good weddings have a theme, so you have a Lord of the Rings themed of this. You've got Batman themed of this, and it's a small card game.
You're not going to believe what else there is themed of this.
What is it?
Wedding.
Nah, that's not fun. This is Love Letter.
Come on. There's an actual wedding themed love letter.
This is the iconic one to play at a wedding. It's pretty simple. It plays very quick, and they're, like I said, different versions. They're very ornate. I wouldn't say they look nice enough to be on a wedding table, but you got to know the wedding. Some of these look really nice.
They
these
really
versions.
lean into this, though, AEG. They were giving out free copies of this, of the wedding version, if you
Really?
proved you were getting married, yeah.
I did not know
They
that.
are not now. This was years ago.
Do not call.
Well, yeah, it's not AEG owned.
That's true. Don't even AEG. Asmodee is like, hey. But I think those wedding themed ones are pretty rare.
I wonder if they are at this point.
Do you have one?
No, I think Mike has one. Fun fact, I proposed to my wife with a custom love letter deck.
It was not the wedding edition.
Okay.
Oh, well, what a bummer, Mike.
Jabba's Palace.
Flash in the pan.
Yeah. So anyway, it's
What is wrong with you today?
So anyway, yeah, I think this is great, and I think it just fits the theme.
Good choice.
Thank you.
My number 4 is a card game. Someone in the chat just said Flip 7, and that's one that this game keeps getting compared to.
Oh, why did I not even think of that one? I miss a lot of good games.
You're too busy thinking of True Colors. My number 4 is No Mercy. This one has also just been put into the magenta line. Sneak it in the back there. You see it? I see what you're doing, Andrew. The little pink box poking out the side.
Oh, but I also saw a version of this I told you in Mexico with that weird puppet theme.
Oh, did they have that too?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really cool. This is a Knizia push your luck game, right? Flip over cards, and you keep flipping them until you bust by matching by having 2 of the same card number revealed. But as you flip over, say, the 6, if someone else has 6s in front of them, you get to take all of the 6s from them and put them in front of yourself. And so you only bank the cards if they last in front of you until the start of your next turn. It's very fun, push your luck game. It's not a tremendously good, rich, deep game or anything like that. It's just simple and fun. And this is one of the easiest push your luck games of this style. Just flip over cards, right? It has fewer rules than push, fewer rules than Dead Man's Draw and Flip 7.
I don't know that I would
even.
bring this over Flip 7, though.
I don't know. I like this one a little bit more than Flip 7. It's just simpler. There's fewer
I wouldn't have
little
both
rules
on the
hang-ups.
list, though. They're very similar in many ways.
Yeah, I could see that.
This is also not the greatest card game of all time either.
That's true.
No.
All right. Thank you. My number 4 is the one I'm most confident on. It's not my favorite on my list. That's why it's not. It's number 4. But this is one I would not ever have this fail. And this is Just One. Just One will work. I guarantee you. If Just One does not work at the table you're sitting at a wedding,
Move tables.
then those people
Then Camilla's
suck.
at that table.
Oh, that's true. Or Camilla's there. Let me quick phrase this so I don't get in trouble.
I was really mean until I realized, oh yeah, she said she had like just one. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, Just One. The idea of everyone working together. Someone has to get up and go to the bathroom, and you just keep playing because it doesn't matter. You don't need everyone at the table to play.
Which they really appreciate that when they get up and go.
No, but I mean,
No,
that's
I agree.
what it is. Like someone's up there getting their 3rd dish of food, and you're like, well, let's just keep playing while John does that. And Just One works great. And you could even, if you wanted to, make wedding-themed cards.
Oh yeah.
So, all right.
That's a good one.
That's my number 4.
All right, now this one is every time I see a circular table, I think this is the game I want to play. And it is one of my favorite games to do on that type of thing. You don't have to be an artist, but it is a drawing game. I think this is a blast, and this is Telestrations. Telestrations is one, and may sound cheap of me, but we do give a real gift, but we usually give wedding gifts. We give Telestrations as a wedding gift as well, because I think people have this in their
Wow,
house.
you need to really cover your bases there.
Hey, we also give.
I also buy a toaster.
We also
to be
give them a
clear.
card. But no,
do you mind telling what you know the couple? You don't have to give
no, everyone should love this game. But no, this one. If you
I was
don't-
agreeing with you.
I think so. If you didn't know the couple, you don't know if they'd
If
like
you don't
it.
know the couple, you can give them a game, and that's not a bad present.
I agree. Yeah, and that's. Anyway, I really enjoy this, and I think at a wedding, I think it'll be fun because that is one that things like Pictionary always stress me out. The worse you can draw, the more fun you are to play this
Yes,
game with.
I agree.
You
Yeah.
know? So that's why I think
No,
this stands out for me. But Telestrations, and again, it comes in different numbers of players.
The only issue with this is that it's one of the funniest games. And so
That
you're
it
going to be a
could
bit
be.
raucous,
It
but
could be.
Everybody
you'll be
would
the
be
fun
like,
giver.
oh, they're having so much fun over there.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So Telestrations is my number 3.
All right, my number 3 is the first crossover that we've had this list, actually.
Love letter.
It's with Tom.
What?
The Crew.
Just one.
Oh, just
actually.
one.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was debating. I almost always gravitate towards So Clover. That's my favorite game of that ilk, but I think Just One fits for the event a little bit easier, right? There's less componentry, less stuff in the middle of the table, fewer cards you have to extra shuffle pass around and everything. Just One's an incredibly pure game. Everyone has one of these things. And exactly what you were saying, I would love to see, and someone could, the bride and groom, if they wanted to have a board game themed wedding, you could just print off like a custom deck of cards with wedding themed words around it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. I like the crossover with me. Number 3 is a weird pick, an older pick, but I like this game, and I think it'd be funny at a wedding. And this is a game that basically you can just start lying to each other. Let's play cockroach poker or crack-a-lackin'.
I'll only allow Crock-a-Lack poker at my wedding.
I would actually want the one that's called Crack-a-Lack Poker because I just love how that looks. Yeah, this one, the game's really simple. I give you a card, I tell you what it is. You accept it or give it back to me. That's the game. Some cards are bad, some cards are good. And it's just amusing. Like, Joey, this is a bird. And you're like, it's definitely a cockroach. I'm like, no, it's not. So you give it back to me and it was a bird. Because I knew that you knew that I would know that you knew that I was lying. There's a lot of games like this. I think Cockroach Poker is one of the easiest ones to play. This game, I think, has sold like 1 million+ copies, especially over in Europe.
Oh, I believe it, yeah.
So this would be a fun one to bring to a wedding.
You know, I haven't played this one, but we watched a few episodes of that anime, the After School Dice Club, where they actually play games. And it's a really good episode where they show this guy is trying to flirt with this girl, and he keeps accidentally getting her out because he's like, this is a cockroach. And he's like, okay, she's got to know that I wouldn't do that to her. And she's like, it is. He's like, no. So he just keeps messing up. So yeah, this sounds like a lot of fun.
I have not tried this. I want to. Okay, my number 2 is again one that is, everyone's got the little boards they write on, but this is one that I probably own 3 or 4 copies of because I like to play this with big groups, but I think it'd be great at a table with people, and this is Green Team Wins. Green Team Wins is
interesting.
Is a very fun game. Everybody, I mean, you just need the pad, and also scoring on this, I don't even get it. You know, it's like it's
you want to be on the green team.
You want to be on the green team. You get 2 points, and one of you.
It's 1 or 2 points, Joe.
It really is. It's all about seeing
I
the
actually
crazy
think
things.
the game is better
without keeping score.
without the scoring aspect of it.
Yes.
I agree. I don't think that it's like mind-breaking math, though.
It also gives you an ending because normally you're playing this and the game's over and people are like, "Aw, we can keep going." So this is just a very fun activity. I think this is a great icebreaker for a wedding. It's quick. You can jump in and out of it. I think this is
frosting or cookie dough. Quick, go.
Cookie dough.
Cookie
100%.
dough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can stay.
That's like that card should be taken out. There's really no choice.
Yeah, it's the one person that puts the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah.
Kick
Oh,
off
that
the
happens
green
too.
team.
You're very confident. You're like, I know everyone's going to match this. And then you're the only person to write it. You're like,
That is weird.
Guess I'm a weirdo.
That is weird. Like flavor. What flavor is green?
Lime.
Okay. See, all right. No.
What did you say? Pistachio?
Green apple. But everyone else but lime. So I was the only person on
Flavor
that.
is red.
Cherry.
Flavor's red cherry.
Red apple.
I know we're joking. I got red apple flavor for my snowing machine. It's about as delicious as it sounds. I was like, oh, red apple. I'm like, give me the green apple.
Oy. All right, my number 2 is a party game that I enjoy, and I was kind of surprised that it's this high on my list, but I think it would just work well with the setting so much. This game is called Medium. This is a fun game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Chris.
We were talking earlier about the principle of some games are about as fun to watch as they are to play.
Yeah.
And with this one, just kind of 2 people at a time. Each get a card. It has a word on it. Waffle and roller coaster. So you have to both of you have to come up with a word that you think the other person's going to say. That's somewhere between waffle and roller coaster,
Let's do
Tom.
it.
1, 2, 3.
Tracks.
Wheel. So now, I said wheel, Tom said tracks. We have to try to come up with a word that
Oh, you go. You'll get this one. Go.
Oh no.
Oh, I'll play it for you. Kill the stream if they don't get this.
1, 2, 3. Train. Okay.
There we go. I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Hey,
Gotta get that one.
it's not like we're live.
Okay. Like, wheel and
No
track.
pressure.
If you say anything else than train,
Oh, be careful, green apple.
that's true. I will say this also gives you some regret because I remember I had like green and ninja, and the guy's like, "Oh, we're gonna get this." I'm like, "All right," and I'm like, "I know it." Yeah, I'm like Ninjago. He's like turtle. I'm like, "Why would you say?" I'm like, "I don't know." Would you say
what did you
green?
say?
And I said Ninjago, but he's like
The Lego.
He goes
Yeah.
turtle, and I'm like,
Yes, turtle.
I know. I
Turtles.
realized that afterwards. That was an enormous mistake. One of my biggest regrets in my life.
It is funny when the two words you say though are way farther apart than those original two words are. Yeah, this is. I think the game of
is
medium
good.
is actually a waste of space in a sense. Just play it and don't keep. Just see.
You don't have to
if we
keep
can
all the-
match. That's what all it is.
Yeah, there's like a point system to it,
Yeah.
the fewer rounds it takes. But yeah, this is one of those time fillers you just sit at the
this
table.
is really good.
It's fun.
Oh, what a good choice.
Yeah.
All right. My number 2 is a crossover with Joey. Love Letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Love Letter it's the definitive game, right? It's the game that almost feels like it was made to be played at weddings to some
agree.
degree. And we just, in the news this morning, we just talked about a Stitch version of it.
Yes.
Although that would be a weird one to bring
That
to a
would not
wedding.
bring that box, sit it down, get people like I'm not playing.
Oh, it's the fuzzy one with the ears or
Yeah.
something, right?
I bring Batman Love. But those
Go dark.
But I think, though, I would honestly bring either this version or the wedding version or something like that. I don't know that I would bring Batman or the Star Wars or the
No,
Marvel
I
ones
agree.
because they're
Gauntlet.
weird theming. They work well. They're fun games.
They're great games, yeah.
But
yeah.
Love Letter just is a strong theme. So that's my
This
number
one looks
2.
great. All right, my number 1 is one game that, I mean, you can jump in and jump out. It's quick.
Pitch
Rules
Guard.
light. No.
Drag your table over here.
this one we actually played this at our party that we had, our Dice Tower party at West, and this game went on the entire time. People jumping in and out, and at the end, totally different table, playing the same game. This is a crossover with both of you, so it is a 3-way crossover, and this is a no-brainer. It's just one.
Mm-hmm.
This one right here, again, it's so fun. We actually played this with people who had just started dating, and I think they had like all these different foods around there, and the guy's like, well, it has to be shepherd's pie, and it's like it was not even close to shepherd's pie, right? So anyway,
But now I want to eat shepherd's
Well,
pie, so thanks for bringing that up.
well, they had shepherd's pie at their wedding because of just playing just one. And it's like, and it
Oh,
was,
wow.
and it's the stories it makes. This is a great one to even watch too, because I want to stand behind the guy that doesn't know, and you're looking, you're like, ah.
If you can even walk up and just guess.
Yeah, you can, especially when
Oh,
there's,
yeah.
I mean, so many moments like when there's one clue. It's like, woo.
I've seen so many pictures of this where people show, on Facebook, they'll show all the things and go, "What do you think it is?" And you know that there was an argument.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Because there's always one guy who puts a really weird clue that works, but not with everything else. I know. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is definitely cake." You just
And
wrote
someone wrote-
Popeye. Like, what?
Tallahassee. You're like, oh.
Because you can't go too direct, and then but if nobody goes direct, it's going to be just off the wall. Yeah, I love this
You're not
game.
sure right direct because no one else is.
That's true.
Then it's
fair.
not going to get crossed off.
And until 2 people think that.
That's true. All right, so anyway, my number 1 is just one.
My number
Which makes
1
sense.
is also a crossover with both of you guys, and it's the classic. It's Love Letter. I mean, it's...
Okay, so my instructions were not that unclear.
No, they were not. They were not.
to be fair, I think Joey's picks got better.
I think that's objectively true.
To my defense. Thanks, Chris.
What
I
a
think.
great game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a wonderful game Love Letter is. And yeah, just that original theming, it really helped it kind of stand out. And yeah, you can get Lovecraft Letter now. You can get the new Arkham Horror one.
It'd be so rough to play at a wedding.
I played Nyarlathotep. But no, the original is great. If you can hunt down one of those cool wedding ones, that'd be... I've never actually seen pictures of it. If anyone has one, I would love to see. That'd be kind of cool.
Pictures of each card high res.
No reason.
Just send
All
it.
right, my number 1 is my new hotness when it comes to the little games like this, a party game. and I played this a lot over the last year, and this is Edo. Edo just works so well because everyone gets a number, you have a topic, and everyone says a word that corresponds to their number, and you're trying to put them cooperatively in the middle from lowest to highest. It is a really good icebreaker. When we were on the cruise, I just sat down with a bunch of people I didn't know, jumped in right away, and we were laughing about, putting on delicious food where broccoli went compared to candy. That matters.
Those
you're
two
right.
should not. You could love broccoli. There's no objective scale where that's higher than candy, right?
People's scales are off. I remember doing
I don't know, really good cooked broccoli, man. It's really good.
Were you the problem, Tom?
I'm just talking. No, we were talking about kids and chocolate and things like that.
Yeah.
I realized I had evil, and one person had the devil, and it ended up being 70. I'm like, okay, what? What are your other 30?
They're like mother-in-law, boss at work.
Man.
They're 88's like the person that microwaves salmon at the office.
Compared to that devil, 70.
This is a good pick. This
is
really
good. I didn't think of this. I don't know why.
This was a hard one because I didn't have any search criteria to use on Board Game Geek or anything. So I was just thinking, which is the hardest way to do a top 10 list because I usually go through lists and then doing searches and trying to get ideas from that. We have the whole game collection here, but usually small games, so you don't see them as much.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for watching this. We're going to, if you are part of our Patreon, if you back the Dice Tower Patreon, we put up little extras sometimes at the end of our top 10 lists. And that's going to be one of the ones we do this time. So just a few extra things these are things that didn't make the list. Assuming Joey's things that didn't make the list, it's going to be terrible.
I got some bangers.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching. This is the last live thing we're doing this week, but we still have videos going up all weekend. We are getting settled here in the studio.
Yeah, we are.
We're within a couple weeks of being completely in. Mm-hmm. I'm completely in the city, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm unpacked.
You're less packed than I am at this point.
I really
think
am.
with your roof going out and stuff.
That's true. I have no roof.
Calyx shelves and
it's exhausting.
We don't have a roof?
No, they took it.
Wow.
I was sleeping, woke up, gone.
That's strange.
Mother-in-law.
Alrighty, folks. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Chris Yee.
I'm Joey Evans.
See you next time. Da, da. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. And you can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.